What's up, guys and gals, and welcome to Veve Vibes. Today is Friday, March 25th at about 7:05 a.m. Pacific time. We have the Strange Tales comic drop with the first appearance of GAMORA here in about 55 minutes. I'm going to give you guys a quick breakdown of the market, do a quick vibe check as well. So first thing we're going to do is let's actually start with comics first. So myself and a lot of other content creators have been really interested in comics more recently. In my opinion, we'll actually take a quick look at the top losers and gainers. It has seemed like more recently, most of the top gainers have been in the common and uncommon variety, but the top losers have been a lot of the like ultra rare and secret rares. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the comics. The first one, other than the secret rare Spider-Man 252, which is pretty much a complete outlier. I don't like to bring that up, but Marvel Comics #1 is actually down about 26%. So it looks like it was at about 1,800 at one point. Now it's at about 1,500. What If series ultra rare is also down. Uncanny X-Men at #4 rare is also down as well, which is the first appearance of Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch, as well as her brother Quicksilver. We also got the Iron Fist uncommon. Looks like it's down about 23% as well. So we got some pretty hefty discounts on some of these comics, and that's some of them have recently pumped, as we saw with the Marvel Comics #1. So some of them are just naturally retracing, or people just trying to sell them off during the pump. But so far, we're at least the last time I've checked, and it seems like it's been kind of the same thing here. It's mostly comics in like the ultra rare variety. Occasionally we'll see a common here and there, but it is typically some of the more expensive comics that have actually started going down in prices since the most recent tiny little pump. So like Fantastic Four Annual #3, man, that one got a huge pump. The secret rare was at about 155, went all the way up to 350. So that thing went up 200 gems. So that's a pretty insane pump. And then right now it's back down to 275. I do think a lot of people like this comic, Fantastic Four Annual #3, just because it doesn't have any like crazy first appearances. But if you look at the common cover, which it's kind of hard to see right here, but if you look at the common cover, it has a ton of appearances of a ton of different superheroes and villains and stuff. So I do think people like that. Plus it is the wedding of Sue Storm and Reed Richards as well. So rare Spider-Man #3, so that one is also down as well. Got the ultra rare, that is the first appearance of Dr. Octopus. Looks like the ultra rare is down as well. Looks like it's okay, yeah, it looks like it's stuck scrolling, but you guys kind of get the gist. For the most part, it does seem like a good portion of the ultra rares and secret rares are getting a pretty hefty discount. That's mostly because I think they do have the most room to go up and down as well comparatively to the commons. But at the same time, let's go ahead and look at the top gainers. And it does seem like I think people have been making a lot of moves in the market when it comes to golden moments and other things. And I do think a lot of people, you know, with their extra 50, 60 gems, 100 gems, whatever it is, sometimes they can't afford another golden moment. So I do think they tend to start looking towards comics. So the first top gainer that we have at the top is Fantastic Four #13, which is the first appearance of the Watcher. I do think the ultra rare comic cover is the one that has like the very first ever VV cover exclusive. So when you do look at the Fantastic Four #13, that's probably the reason why the ultra rare is actually more expensive than the secret rare. Iron Fist common is up as well. First appearance of Sabretooth, so that's that one. Black Panther secret rare 1998 just went up 21% at went up 145 gems, so now it's basically at 700. Thor 337, I actually bought the ultra rare variety of this at about 510. Unfortunately, you know, not too long after, they made some announcements of golden moments and some other things, and then it went, you know, right back down. So let's see, but the uncommon variety looks like it took a pretty hefty pump. It was at 78 gems, now it's up to 99. The NYX comics have been making some really big moves. I know the common went up by quite a bit last night. Hopefully we get to see it as we scroll down for the top gainers, but the ultra rare has actually gone from looks like probably in the 67s all the way up to 77 or so. Maybe it's even a little bit lower yesterday. Yeah, I do think yesterday's at 62. Now it's all the way up to 77. So it's been making some big moves. I do know that the common went all the way up to about 14 gems last night. So that's a pretty big move as well. Hero for Hire rare moving up a bit as well. Secret Rare Web of Spider-Man 32 is also making some moves. Common. Marvel's #1. So that is not Marvel Comics #1. There is a difference. Marvel Comics as well as Marvel's #1. Marvel's #1 is now up to $9. So it's getting there slowly but surely back up to double digits. I do remember this thing went, jeez, all the way up to 28 gems. Had actually a little bit of resistance at 23. But yeah, now it's at the point where it's well below double-digit gems. Fantastic Four #12, Ultra Rares up to 200 gems. So that's the very first battle between Hulk and Thing. Interesting. As we keep scrolling down, yeah, it looks like it's just kind of repeating the list. I think that is something I do want to bring up to Mr. Omi the Clown. It seems like sometimes, like once we get to a certain point, the list just starts repeating itself. So it's like we only get 10 or 15 things that show up. Let's go ahead and take a look at the top losers for collectibles first. Which in this instance is the DeLorean. Yeah, that thing pumped like no other. So it's just kind of funny how the DeLorean pumped, because we already heard 2 AMAs ago that this thing was going to be drivable soon after the Aston Martin, which is why I did think which is why we actually had this pump that happened in, I believe it was March 1st or March 10th. That's when we had the AMA, and they told us, hey, the DeLorean's going to be drivable just like the Aston Martin. They confirmed it. It pumped, it went back down, and then the most recent pre-recorded video, they did talk about how the DeLorean was going to be drivable. We heard it again for the second, or basically third time at that point, and so it did pump again. I tried to get in and buy it, but I was just too late into the app by the time the market opened. But that did pump all the way up to about 140. I know the market isn't recording this, at least the ecomi listing didn't record it, just because it happened so fast. Went up to 140, roughly 130, then it went right back down pretty quickly. So that's why the DeLorean is actually down about 31 gems. Steve Pugh Harley Quinn down 26%, but this thing is so expensive. It's in a league of its own. I tend not to pay too much attention to it. Also, the listings, just the number of mints for this collectible is so low, 500. It's really hard to do any kind of very specific TA on it for the most part. Ghostbusters logo is down 26%, so it's looks like it was at 19 grand, now it's down to 15. Happy Stash Labbit is down 20%. Mr. Fantastic, actually a lot of people, I did see this pump up all the way up to probably about 27 gems at one point, maybe 28. I'm not sure if it has a lot, I'm not sure if it has to do with like the Multiverse of Madness, or you know that he's in the Illuminati and stuff like that, or maybe some people are thinking about making a play more for the Marvel Mighties. Not entirely sure, but he actually did pump a lot. Green Goblin's going down even lower. Geez, he's at 340 right now. I don't think that's his all-time low, but he's getting pretty darn close. I think his all-time low is actually 303 about a week ago. Right now it's at about 340. Spider-Woman, less than 30 gems right now. Brian Holland Penguin is at about 600, so that actually went down 16%. Rise of Ultraman #1, the poster is down. Pizza Planet Truck is also down 113 gems to 650. Interesting. So we'll go ahead and take a quick look at the top gainers. So interestingly enough, me and a couple other content creators kind of noticed this, is that a lot of the very, very inexpensive collectibles that are 2.5% fee are getting bought up. If you just look on the market, or I looked on VV set list and a few other resources that I have to kind of like check the prices of a bunch of different things. And I did notice a lot of the collectibles that are 2.5% fee are going up in price. I do think that's mostly because people that are likely either botting, or people that do want to start being able to transfer gems between accounts but just don't have the capability to do it now that gem transfers are basically, they are disabled. Try to transfer that 500 gem limit between accounts that you can transfer once a day, that transfer once a day is completely gone at this point. So the only way to do it is basically buy something like a Labbit, or buy something very, very inexpensive on the market and then trade it to someone else. Usually it's Kripkins, usually it's you know, Myrmicornos, whatever it is. But as we can see here, Smork and Labbit Choice Cuts is up 25%, so it's at 68. Bunny Blossom poster from Decon is up 25%. I do like this poster. I do like the Uprising a little bit more, but I do think the Bunny Blossom looks really cool as well. White Backstab is up 25%, so 405 gems. His Infernal Majesty or also known as him, is up 23%. Harley Quinn is up 20 gems. I do remember keeping my eye on this pretty closely when it was at about 64. This one, as well as Catwoman, those did both seem to be like really inexpensive. Yeah, back here 61 gems. Now it's all the way back up to 84. The Necronomicon, the Book of the Dead, by the Call of Cthulhu kind of like line of NFTs, is up 22%, so it's at 237 gems. This is one I've been wanting to buy for quite some time, and I probably waited a little bit too long. I do like this kind of like Necronomicon kind of stuff. So Coraline is up 7 gems. Thunderbird is up 13 gems. Chupacabra is up 6.5 gems. Torch Dragon is also up 21%, so it's up to 70 gems at this point, and the list starts repeating. So yeah, we'll do that, and we'll take a quick look at the golden moments, because I do think there was quite a bit of movement, as well as Winnie the Pooh. It does seem like Winnie the Pooh is pretty much the pulse on the market. It's definitely the front runner when it comes to some of the things on the market. Hopefully this will pull up as I type it in. Clear that. Maybe I go to comics and then back to collectibles. There it goes. So Chip 'n Dale is actually up 20%, so I guess it was just a little bit further down that list. Chip 'n Dale's pushing 600 gems right now. Winnie the Pooh, that was yesterday when the market reopened, actually went back down to like low 400s just for a small bit of time. Now it's actually pushing almost 600. It's at 575. Flounder and Sebastian is up 13%, so right now it's at 235. Timon and Pumbaa is almost at 300. It's at up 11% at 35. That's a good feeling, because I did buy Timon and Pumbaa at 300 gems on drop day. I just saw it relatively early on the market. In my mind, I'm like, there's no way there's golden moments for under 300 gems, and that's technically correct. I think I was just 3 days ahead of what the market was actually going to reflect, because I'm like, there's just no way this is below 300 gems. So I bought it, and it went down and down and down. I don't think anyone expected most of those golden moments to go below 250, let alone 200 gems or even 100 gems like Cogsworth and Luminaire. Elsa's down, or I should say up 6%. So pretty much all the golden moments across the board are up, except for R2D2, which actually did pump quite a bit yesterday. Now it's just kind of retracing. Skateboard is up to 800 right now as well, but that one also retraced too. So I did say Skateboard was moving quite a bit last night. Lady and the Tramp, unfortunately, is down at 400. That is one I probably pulled the trigger on a little bit too soon. I bought it, I think, a week or so ago. I think I bought it about right here or so, and then they announced shortly after, the golden moments, basically 3.0 at this point, whatever, and it took a pretty hard dive. So still holding on to Lady and the Tramp. I do think it has a lot of room to move. It's just unfortunate that I could have saved those gems in hindsight 2020, of course, and just buy more than Winnie the Poohs. That would have been ideal, but it happens. Donald Duck and Daisy Duck is down 4%. C3PO is actually down 7%. So it's actually sub 2K right now. Avengers logo is 740. So it does seem like, I'm not sure if people are actually liquidating some of these original pieces of golden moments to get some Winnie the Poohs, just really chasing that pump, whatever it is. Mickey Sorcerer's Hat is just shy of 2,000 right now. Wally is at about 575. Pizza Planet Truck is at 650 as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If there's any other things you guys want me to cover on these vibe checks on the market before the market opens, again, I'm just doing these videos so you guys actually have some sort of idea of what the prices are of the NFTs, whether it's at the comic or collectible side of things, when the market opens, so you guys can start planning. Maybe you didn't win the drop, and now you want to start planning to buy some comics, or you want to buy a golden moment while it's low, or before it starts getting too much momentum, whatever it is. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys want me to cover something else other than at the very end of these vibe checks, other than golden moments for the most part. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys take care, and make sure to double and triple check all of your listings so you guys don't screw yourself over, and I'll catch you guys next time.